What looked inevitable for some Siouxland farmers is indeed now coming true. A soybean crop far from maturity as harvest nears.
So is there still hope? KCAU-9's Tasia Neville spent the day with an area farmer and brings us the answer in our top story. Tasia?
Yes, some farmers are still waiting on their soybean crops to pod. And while the weather remains unpredictable, it could affect local consumers' pockets.
It's been a challenging year. Fighting the wet spring to start with has led to some late season challenges.
Taylor Nelson, a soybean farmer near Jackson, Nebraska, says by now the majority of his soybean crops is usually just about ready for harvest. Not this year. He says much of his crops is still weeks away from being mature.
You know, some crops did get planted timely, and so we'll be able to harvest them on schedule, but some crops have a long ways to go, and so that can create some challenges into the fall with being able to get things done timely and in this case be able to move on to corn as well and get that done.
Usually as of September 8th you'd have 99% of the crops setting pods, but this year it was only 92%. And while that maybe sounds like a small percentage, when you're talking about millions of acres, those percentages, makes up a big chunk of land.
With about 6 weeks until winter weather makes its way to Siouxland, the trickle-down effect of immature crops could hurt the pockets of local consumers.
I mean, it would mean lower yields if you had an early frost, or the crop, the whole crop wasn't able to mature down. So that means that prices would probably have to increase a little bit because you'd have less production.
We're not only getting squeezed on the production side with regard to some of the challenges with weather, but the pricing also. So it's making for a tough economic time for farmers right now.
Soybeans take 3 to 5 months to mature. They also need a dry period of weather after reaching maturity before they can be harvested. In the newsroom, Tasia Neville, KCAU 9 News.